President Bola Tinubu urges states and local governments to actively support nation building for sustainable development in line with his renewed hope agenda. Governor Sheriff Oboriwo recalls on Nigerians to renew their commitment to unity in his independence message. 65 years of independence, Nigerians and Doubters bear their minds on expectations. And in business, Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria suspends its nationwide strike. Good evening and welcome to the Delta Television main news. You can follow our news online on Facebook and YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or you can visit our website www.dbs.com www.dbsasaba.com. Joy Uche is my name. Happy Independence Day. President Bola Tinubu has called on state and local governments to actively support the federal government in nation building, stressing that subnational authorities must commit more resources to driving sustainable development. In a national broadcast to mark the country's 65th independence anniversary, President Tinubu, in his message titled "A Message of Hope," said his administration was laying a new foundation for good governance and economic renewal. He said the ongoing reforms will translate into greater food sufficiency, increased allocations to states, and the deepening of local government autonomy, which, according to him, was already yielding tangible results across the country. The president urged state governors to mobilize resources towards enhancing productivity, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has declared that Nigeria's armed forces and security agencies have made significant progress in the fight against insecurity. In a nationwide broadcast to mark the country's 65th independence anniversary, President Tinubu said the gallantry of security operatives has led to victories over Boko Haram insurgents in the northeast, bandit groups in the northwest, and the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, in the southeast. The president maintained that peace has been restored to several liberated communities, allowing thousands of displaced persons to return to their homes. He stressed that his administration remained committed to national security and economic growth, noting that the sacrifices of officers and men of the armed forces were bringing renewed hope for stability across the country. As the nation celebrates her 65th independence anniversary, Governor Sheriff Oboriwo has called on Nigerians to renew their commitment to the values of unity, peace, and progress. The governor made the call during celebrations at the Cenotaph, Asaba. Pere Butu has details.
The 65th independence celebration in Asaba attracted dignitaries, including commanders of the armed forces, the police, paramilitary agencies, and top government officials. Governor Oboriwo, represented by his deputy, Sir Monday Oyeme, described the anniversary as a time to recommit to nationhood while remembering the sacrifices of Nigeria's founding fathers. He urged Deltans to embrace independence in their daily lives, independence from ethnic rivalry and division, by choosing hard work, enterprise, and creativity under the umbrella of One Delta.
We reflect on our journey as a nation, the victory, the struggle, and the lesson. As we renew our commitment to the values of unity, peace, and progress, I also thank every Delta, both at home and abroad, for standing with this administration. Your support remains the strength behind our progress.
The governor reaffirmed that his administration under the More agenda was focused on improving lives, creating opportunities, and securing the future of the people. On infrastructure, he said the state government was sustaining investments in highways, flyover, bridges, rural and urban transformation, drainage, and waterway structures. On health, he disclosed that hospitals were being upgraded with modern facilities including dialysis machine, CT scans, and 4D ultrasound scanners. In education, Governor Borowori highlighted the creation of ICT hubs and training centers to make Delta a leading hub for technology and innovation, while also expanding social welfare schemes for the vulnerable. While thanking Delta for their support, he noted that though democracy allowed criticism, emphasis should be on constructive ideas to build the state.
I appeal to you to continue to support this acquisition. Do not be distracted by those who parade themselves as critics but thrive on mischief. Such voices, often sponsored by vested interests, seek only to take advantage of our resilience and tolerance. We must not allow them to derail our collective progress.
Earlier, the governor inspected the guard of honor mounted by the police, correctional service, immigration, NSCDC, fire service, road safety, members of the National Youth Service Corps, and the Delta State Traffic Management Agency. He later took the salute from various parade contingents, including local government and women organizations. The highlight of the ceremony was the cutting of the Independence Anniversary cake. I am Pere Botu reporting.
As Deltans gathered at the cenotaph to mark the 65th Independence Anniversary, Eunice Mayers here took a look at the general mood and atmosphere of the event.
Atmosphere colorful, radiating warmth and hope, depicting the resilience and unrelenting strength of the Nigerian people. Citizens from the 25 local government areas of the state, gaily adorned in the green and white attire, defied the morning showers and took turns to participate in the march past. The parade by men of the command, ceremoniously dressed, heightened the excitement.
And the police, their uniform almost resembles, closely followed by the DASMA. Remember, during the time of His Excellency Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, the DASMA commander arrested his car.
Outside the cenotaph, business activities were ongoing, though with low patronage in comparison with previous celebrations. Bearing their minds in an interview, some citizens said they had lost faith in the country, citing corruption, unrelenting high cost of living, infrastructural decay, and high level of insecurity, among other issues troubling their peace. Others thanked God for life, with the hopes of a better tomorrow.
I have nothing to say about Nigeria. But our governor is trying his best, and we pray that God should strengthen him more wisdom to do more for Delta. But as for the gift of life for another year, we give God all the glory and kudos to our governor who made it possible for us to gather here today.
This is one of the ways we can change the narratives. A lot of people are feeling quite sad about things going on in the country. But then, at least, this is something to smile about.
Regardless of what is happening, we shouldn't let our hopes down. Nigeria will still be great. Let's hold on to that, and by the special grace of God, things will turn out good.
people say that Oktoberfest, Independence Day in Nigeria is not worth celebrating. The mood here says otherwise. And you can see many people dancing, and they are thanking God for another opportunity to celebrate Nigeria's independence. Well, from the cenotaph venue of the celebration, I am Eunice Emeasia reporting.
65 years of independence and Nigeria's road and insecurity challenges remain the story of ambition undermined by neglect. Bridget Agetu spoke with a cross-section of Nigerians on how the country has fared in the area of roads and security.
The respondent said road decay deepened during the military rule, adding that funds were diverted from maintenance, turning once modern highway into debt traps. They stressed that the nation's road sector faced significant challenges, thus impacting the country's economy and daily lives. Others noted that because there was no culture of periodic repairs, potholes, erosions, and collapsed bridges became widespread, adding that travel time also doubled with high rates of accidents and increased road costs, eroding confidence in the government sector.
In terms of road, yes, we are doing well. Just that the Buhari administration, to me, let us down a lot, especially in the south. That today said that we couldn't travel from Buhari to Benin. That road became impassable under his 8 years. There was no respite at all.
Not that the government is not aware of our bad roads, but the challenge we are facing is we ourselves that take up the contracts. We will kill and divide.
On the insecurity situation, the respondent noted that the country had faced numerous security threats, including poor leadership, corruption, Boko Haram insurgency, banditry and kidnapping, which had displaced millions and caused widespread fear.
Security-wise, I think there are changes, there are improvement. There's improvement in the area of security.
Insecurity. God will help us in security. God will help us there. Insecurity is everywhere in Nigeria. So I want to use the opportunity to plead with the policymakers to take care of the health, take care of the insecurities we have in this country. It's becoming too much. They are killing people.
They appealed to government at all levels to prioritize road rehabilitation maintenance, particularly on high traffic routes, and while calling on the authorities to deploy troops and implement policies to tackle insecurity.
I want to use this opportunity of Nigeria's 65th anniversary to call on federal government to intervene on our roads. You know, Warri, Benin, Asaba, Sapele, Agbo. Those are federal roads. They should come and intervene and let us feel the impact of the difference of democracy at the federal level in our area.
A little bit of discipline would change everything.
Saying much work remains to be done to restore peace and stability in all sectors of the economy.
Insecurity has become a big problem to the country. As we celebrate 65 years, let there be security of lives and properties in Nigeria. Bridget Agetu reporting.
And as Nigeria marked 65, citizens have voiced their hopes and expectations for the future of the country. A cross-section of residents of the state capital spoke with our reporter, Henry Osiayo, on their expectations.
On October 1, 1960, Nigeria got her independence from its colonial masters. 65 years down the lane, the nation has continued to grapple with some challenges which have threatened its sovereignty and togetherness, ranging from insecurity to hardship, corruption, bad governance and poverty, among others. Some respondents said the milestones call for reflection and a renewed commitment from leaders to address pressing challenges facing the nation.
Nigeria, for 65 years of independence, we have advanced. we're barely surviving. And I saw the civil war, but thank God there's peace. That's what. But I think we're progressing gradually. But we'll do better. We'll do better.
We're not where we used to be. We all need to persevere and keep the hope alive, because our faith encourages us to keep moving on. Nigeria will get better.
Others opine that the various policies and programs by the present administration was an indication that the country was heading for better days in the future.
We have to celebrate. Like in Delta State, we have reason to celebrate. As I'm coming to Asaba, you can see the length of road constructed from Mugele to Asaba by His Excellency, the governor. It's a testament of democracy. So we have a lot of bridges going on. The smart agenda is trickled down to the grassroots. So that is what democracy is all about.
Good governance featured prominently among citizens' expectations as they called on government at all levels to formulate policy that will be people-oriented.
Good governance. I believe what the problem of Nigeria, not because they are not good leaders, but their ideas has gone. At 65, we have done well, but we can still do better.
As the country marks 65 years of independence, Nigerians continue to hope for a future defined by economic stability, security, accountability, and unity.
Nigeria is 65. Despite the many challenges, citizens are optimistic that Nigeria will definitely get to the promised land. For Delta Television, Henry Usiayo reporting.
The state governor, the Right Honorable Sheriff Boriwori, has urged Nigerians to remain steadfast in their commitment to building a stronger and more united nation. The governor, in his message signed by his Chief Press Secretary, Sir Festus Ahon, called on Nigerians to support President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda and the state's administration's more agenda, both targeted at improving the living standards of the people. He explains that his government was investing in massive infrastructure upgrades, advancing a power revolution through renewable energy, and creating an enabling environment to attract foreign direct investments, adding that the efforts were aimed at improving the lives of the people while boosting the state's economy. Governor Boriwori appealed to all ethnic groups in the state to embrace peace and unity, stressing that peace remained a vital tool for sustainable development. The Speaker of the State House of Assembly, the Right Honorable Emomo Timiko, has congratulated Deltans and Nigerians on the nation's 65th independence anniversary, urging unity, stability, and collective action towards a just and prosperous country. In a statement issued by his Chief Press Secretary, the Speaker emphasized that respect for the rule of law, hard work, and equal opportunities remain vital for sustainable national development. He assured the people that the 8th Delta Assembly will continue to work closely with other arms of government to promote good governance and inclusivity in the state. He commended Governor Sheriff Boriwori's visionary leadership, urging all to remain supportive of the government. Governor Sheriff Boriwori has congratulated newly commissioned military officers of Delta origin who were decorated with the ranks of lieutenants and flying officers at the Nigerian Defense Academy in Kaduna. Represented by the Commissioner for Youth Development, Barrister Thank God Trakiriwe, the governor reaffirmed his administration's commitment to human capacity development and job creation for Delta youths. Governor Boriwori commended the young officers for their discipline and resilience, assuring them of government's continuous support. He later presented them with special packages at a state dinner held in their honor. The governor also appealed to Delta youths to seize ongoing opportunities in the Nigerian Air Force Direct Short Service enlistment and the Nigerian Army's 90th regular recruits intake. Speaking on behalf of the officers, Flying Officer P.E. Ejeviojo thanked the governor for the state's historic recognition, pledging loyalty to Nigeria and Delta State. The state delegation to the NDA 72nd Regular Course Passing Out Parade included senior government officials, permanent secretaries, traditional representatives, clergy, and members of the State Bureau for Communications and Orientation. Meanwhile, the Delta State government, through the Awareness Creation Committee on Youth Enlistment into Military and Paramilitary Services, has announced that a Nigerian Police Academy, Wudil, Kaduna State, has invited all successful candidates of Delta origin for the compulsory screening into the 12th regular course. The committee says the exercise that will hold on Wednesday, 8th October 2025, will feature a computer-based test, physical screening, medical examination, and selection board interview. The eligible candidates have been requested to present the following documents, including primary school leaving certificates, SSCE results, WAEC, NECO or NAPTEB, JAMB slip, birth certificate or declaration of age, local government indigent certificate, and identification letter. Other requirements listed include a properly completed guarantor's form, medical fitness certificate from a government hospital, NIN slip for passport photographs, and the online acknowledgement slip printed from the Police Academy portal at www.polac.edu.ng. The dress code for the exercise is white t-shirt, white shorts, white socks, and white canvas shoes. The state government says admissions into the Police Academy and other security agencies aligns with Governor Sheriff Oboriwori's more agenda on job and wealth creation. The State Orientation and Communications Bureau, Governor's Office, Asaba, urged all to seek for further details at www.polac.edu.ng. Let's join our business news desk for happenings in the business sector.
The federal government says the Dangote Group will redeploy refinery workers earlier disengaged from its operations. The decision followed a resolution of the recent dispute between the company and the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PENGASSEN. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Mohammed Dingyadi, confirmed the development in Abuja. He explained that no worker will suffer loss of pay during the redeployment, assuring that none will be victimized for their role in the face-off. Dr. Dingyadi also emphasized that unionization was a right guarantee under Nigerian law, adding that the breakthrough came after days of industrial action during which PENGASSEN halted gas and crude supply to the Dangote refinery. The federal government intervened, citing the risk of economic disruption, and brokered an agreement under which both parties pledged to act in good faith. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has ordered petroleum tankers to stop transporting edible oil. At a meeting with the leadership of the National Union of Edible Oil Tanker Drivers of Nigeria and Edible Oil Manufacturers, the agency's Director of Investigation and Enforcement, Dr. Martins Iluyemade, expressed worry over the use of the same tanker meant for petroleum products to transport edible oil. Dr. Iluyemade, also a member of the Federal Task Force on Fake Drugs, issued a 7-day ultimatum to tanker owners to have dedicated trucks for the sole transportation of edible oil. According to the NAFDAC director, the directive was also to protect public health and prevent Nigerians from taking adulterated cooking oil. He said over 200 million Nigerians are directly or indirectly using cooking oil, so the agency must take steps before they fall prey to cooking oil mixed with petroleum products. Sterling Bank has officially abolished transfer and account maintenance fee for local digital transactions, eliminating the cost customers pay to move their own money. Initially, many assumed the announcement made on April 1 was an April Fool's joke, but the bank later confirmed the policy was genuine. The new policy covers transfer via its mobile app, online banking, interbank transfer, and the issuance of ATM cards will no longer attract charges. Sterling also pledged to refund any transfer fee charged earlier on April 1 before the policy officially kicked in. Sterling leadership framed the move as a moral and strategic decision, underscoring that access to one's money should not come with a penalty. The bank hoped its action will inspire rival institutions to adopt similar customer-friendly approaches. Observers describe Sterling's decision as a watershed moment in Nigeria's banking sector, particularly for small business owners and daily users, adding that if other banks follow suit, the change could reset industry norms around digital banking fees.
And now we'll take on some sports stories. The Nigeria Premier Football League (NPFL) has queried Warri Wolves over the suspension of his head coach Napoleon Aluma. The NPFL stated that the Seasiders failed to adhere to procedure for contracting the coach. It cited the frameworks and rules for 2025-2026 in demanding compliance by Warri Wolves and the handling of the matter. Warri Wolves had been mandated to submit his contract with all of the club's technical and management officials. The NPFL warned that the club may have to play its future matches without a bench on account of failure to comply with the directive. Aluma was suspended on Monday following Warri Wolves' poor start to the season. The Seasiders are reportedly in talks with Kennedy Boboye to replace him. Nigeria's Flamingos will depart for Morocco on Wednesday, 8 October for their final preparations ahead of the 2025 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. Bankole Olowokori's side are currently preparing for the competition in Abuja. The Flamingos are drawn in Group D with Canada, France and Samoa. Since returning to camp, the girls have played 8 friendly matches, winning all, scoring 26 goals and conceding none. A perfect record that has boosted morale ahead of the World Cup. Last week, the Flamingos turned on the style. They cruised to a 3-0 victory over Abuja All-Stars, with Praise Agba scoring on a loose ball, Olamide Olarinwaju converting from the penalty spot, and Zainab Roji adding a thundering third soon after the break. Goalkeeper Sylvia Ichefo was heroic, pulling off multiple saves to keep her sheet clean. Earlier, they battled through a rain-disrupted friendly against Josiah Academy, winning 2-0 thanks to a Chisom Onwachukwu brace inside the opening 10 minutes before the Heavens forced an early halt. There were also emphatic wins over Nazareth Angels 5-0, with Queen Joseph scoring twice alongside goals from Praise Agba, Mariam Yahaya and Chisom Onwachukwu, and a commanding 50-0 triumph over Hillville Prime, in which Queen Joseph grabbed a hat-trick in 35 minutes, supported by strikes from Captain Shakirat Moshood and Azazat Oduntan. In all their turn-up games, the Flamingos have demonstrated balance, depth and hunger, from precise finishing and attack to defensive resilience. Morocco will host the Under-17 Women's World Cup from 17th October to 8th November 2025. Ghana's Black Starlet have advanced to the finals of the WAFU Zone B Under-17 Championship after defeating Golden Eagles of Nigeria 2-0 in the semi-finals yesterday. The victory also means Ghana have secured qualification for the 2026 Under-17 AFCON in Morocco. Michael Awoli opened the scoring in the 21st minute. 10 minutes after the opening goal, Robinho Yao Gavi got on the score sheet to make it 2-0. To reach the last 4 of the regional competition, the Golden Eagles topped their group that has Benin Republic and Burkina Faso. The coach Manu Gaba-led side thrashed Benin Republic 4-1 and drew goalless with Burkina Faso. And the other semi-finals also played on Tuesday. Hosts Cote d'Ivoire edged out Burkina Faso 2-1 to seal the qualification ticket to next year's Under-17 AFCON. That's our news. Here's a thought for the day. Do not say you have read many books. Instead, display the positive things you have learned from them. And just before we go, here are the highlights of the news. President Bola Tinubu has called on states and local governments to actively support the federal government in nation building, stressing that subnational authorities must commit more resources to driving sustainable development. In a national broadcast to mark the country's 65th independence anniversary, President Tinubu, in his message titled "A Message of Hope," said his administration was laying a new foundation for good governance and economic renewal. As the nation celebrates her 65th independence anniversary, Governor Sheriff Oboriwori has called on Nigerians to renew their commitment to values of unity, peace and progress. The governor made the call during celebrations at the Cenotaph, Asaba. And as Nigeria marked 65, citizens have voiced their hopes and expectations for the future of the country. A cross-section of residents of the state capital spoke with our reporter, Henry Osiayo, on their expectations. And in business, Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria suspends its nationwide strike. You can always follow our news online on Facebook at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba and on YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or you can visit our website. Thank you so much for watching the news. On behalf of the entire news crew, Joy Ochei is my name, wishing you a beautiful Independence Anniversary celebration. Good night.